Hello and welcome to another episode of the Special Report on Politics Nigeria right here on Letus TV. On today's episode, we're taking a step further into Nigeria's 2027 elections, chaos in the political arena, power plays, and what this means for the masses. My name is Comfort Edet. Let's begin. As Nigeria hurtles towards general election scheduled for January 16, 2027, with presidential and national assembly polls leading the way, the political landscape is shaping into a whirlwind of party crises, defections, legal battles, and coalition talk. With party primaries expected around April to May 2026, uncertainty is already thick in the air. Across Lagos, Kano, Enugu, and beyond, Nigerians are watching closely, many asking a difficult question: will their vote truly count, or is this another elite game of political musical chairs? The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has confirmed January 16, 2027 as a general election date. But beneath that timeline, tensions are rising as parties struggle with structure, litigation, and internal instability ahead of key electoral milestones. Nigeria currently has about 21 registered political parties, but the major players are deeply unsettled. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, is facing one of its most serious leadership crises yet, with multiple factions, court-linked disputes, and competing claims to authority. The APC, though dominant in governance, remains under internal pressure despite its national convention and leadership consolidation. While the PDP and Labour Party are dealing with defections and internal fragmentation, smaller parties like the NRM and others add to the complexity, though many lack strong national structure. At the center of the storm are Nigeria's political parties, and nearly all of them are under pressure. From major platforms to emerging coalitions, fractures are widening instead of closing. Opposition parties have held strategic summits, including discussions in Ibadan, where talks around a possible single presidential candidate have gained attention. There are also reports of broader realignment movements and consultations among political blocs seeking to challenge the ruling party. But the real question remains: who is all of this politics really for? Because for many Nigerians, the struggle is not in party rooms, it is in everyday survival. While political actors engage in alliances, court battles, and high-cost nomination processes, citizens continue to face inflation, insecurity, unemployment, and economic pressure. High entry costs into politics, including expensive nomination forms, continue to raise concerns about accessibility and inclusion. Voter turnout has also declined in recent elections, reflecting growing public apathy and distrust. Despite the uncertainty, attention is already turning to who may shape the 2027 race. And while the field is still forming, some familiar names continue to dominate discussions. President Bola Tinubu remains central to the ruling APC's direction, with Vice President Kashim Shettima also under public and political scrutiny. In the opposition space, figures such as Peter Obi, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Atiku Abubakar, and Rotimi Amechi continue to feature in speculation around possible coalitions or individual runs. The possibility of a unified opposition candidate remains uncertain, but highly consequential. Elections in Nigeria are rarely decided by one factor alone, so the question becomes: what will actually shape 2027? Voting behavior is often influenced by ethnicity, religion, incumbency, economic conditions, and perceived performance. However, a growing shift, especially among young Nigerians, is pushing toward accountability, governance quality, and issue-based politics, strengthened by movements such as the 2023 Obedient Wave. But beyond candidates and campaigns, there is a deeper issue: trust in the process itself. Can Nigerians believe the system will deliver credible results? INEC says reforms under the Electoral Act 2026 will strengthen the process, including improved BVAS performance, electronic transmission systems, and enhanced voter accreditation. The Commission also continues continuous voter registration efforts to expand participation ahead of 2027. So where does this leave the Nigerian voter? Right in the middle of political uncertainty, but not without power. Civil society groups continue to push for transparency, real-time result tracking, and stronger electoral accountability. Observers say voter participation remains one of the strongest tools for shaping outcomes in any democracy. But voter registration is demanding issue-based campaign. Nigerians still hold the strongest influence over what 2027 becomes, not through fear, but through participation. The 2027 elections are more than a political contest. They are a test of institutions, leadership, and public trust. With legal disputes, coalition negotiations, and electoral reforms unfolding simultaneously, Nigeria's democratic system is once again under pressure to prove its credibility. As Nigeria moves towards 2027, the political noise will only get louder. But beneath it all, one truth remains: the power ultimately rests with the people. And that is what makes the matter more than politics. This is power, politics, and the people. Nigeria decides 2027. My name is Comfort Edet. Thank you for watching Special Reports on Politics Nigeria right here on Letus TV. Stay informed, stay engaged. See you next time.